I had a cyst in my breast, and they gave me a prescription for Vicodin. I had maybe 2 pills. 2 weeks later, I was sitting at work, I picked up the phone and I called the doctor and I said, you know what, it still hurts a little, it's still sore. Can I get a refill? Gone.
I have fibromyalgia, which at the time, 35, 37 years ago, was like an unknown disease, so nobody really wanted to treat it. And at the time, a medicine called Darvocet was out that was used mainly for severe pain. And I took it, goodness, probably 10 years.
When I started using at 15, I started drinking, and throughout my addiction, the only Native American people I seen was alcoholics and drug addicts.
She goes, Mom, I love my baby. I know you love your baby. She goes, I want to save my baby. And I go, well, you know what? There's 2 babies here to save. I want to save your baby and my baby. I go, you're my baby, Adrienne. I will do anything to get you well.
This country doesn't do anything with women in mind. Everything from the design of office workspace and its temperature, original designs for body armor, scientific uniforms, even safety goggles, were all based on the male body. We also haven't designed a healthcare system that addresses women's needs. It doesn't make me feel any better knowing that the problem isn't new. In the second half of the 19th century, doctors who were overwhelmingly male began prescribing morphine, a derivative of the opium plant, for every pain women had, from menstrual cramps to nervous conditions. By century's end, 2/3 of opium users were white women. Now, 120 years later, it's happened again. But this time, it's an equal opportunity disease, affecting women across all demographics. Without considering how these medications might affect a woman's body, the still predominantly male medical profession, combined with big pharma and retail drugstores, treated women's pains with handfuls of candy-colored pills.
When the agencies realized that there were such a high rate of people dying from overdoses, secondary to overprescription of opioids, we saw a rise in deaths from heroin as the agencies were trying to control the number of prescriptions. And then in the 2015, when heroin was basically stable, we started to see an even steeper rise in mortality linked with the entry of synthetic, very, very powerful opioids like fentanyl, carfentanil, surfentanil. And this has continued unabated.
In 1977, due to concern over replicating Europe and Canada's thalidomide tragedy, resulting in the birth of babies with deformities, the Federal Drug Administration recommended women of childbearing age be excluded from drugs Phase 1 and early Phase 2 clinical trials. This exclusion created a serious lack of information as to how medications impacted women. In 1986, the NIH established a policy that encouraged but didn't mandate that researchers include women. But it wasn't until 1993 that Congress wrote women's inclusion in clinical trials into law.